Peace, fam. Strategy.
That's a very interesting fez you have on, sir. Never saw that one before. Looks kind of homemade. But I'm sorry for interrupting. Let's hear what this Moorish sovereign has to say.
Got another one of these today.
Another one.
It's getting annoying.
So how about you stop doing the same things, expecting different results?
It's getting annoying. So, time for the next step.
The next step? Yeah, like paying the ticket like a normal person would. But let me guess, that's not what you're talking about.
First things first, I want you to look, when you get these offers, alright, you send them back. You make sure you send them back within 72 hours. 7 plus 2 is 9, which is a cycle. Alright, 72 hours before this goes on the stock market.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
You understand? So, you write at a 45-degree angle.
What you talking about, Willis?
This is what I normally write. You know what I'm saying? To avoid this alleged contract. Breach of treaty. Which treaty am I referring to? Peace treaties of 1786 with Morocco, between the United States and Morocco. And also the Barbary treaties. You know what I'm saying? The Maghreb, which included Morocco, Algiers, Tunis, and Tripoli.
Excuse me, sir. What in the doohickey are you talking about? You got a simple traffic ticket and you're talking about writing in a 45-degree angle to cancel the ticket? Sir, where in the doohickey did you learn that nonsense from? Furthermore, why are you bringing up treaties that you have nothing to do with? How would a treaty absolve you from having to pay that traffic ticket? Do you not realize that these treaties that you're quoting were written well before cars were even invented? So how would a treaty that has nothing to do with you get you out of paying your parking ticket? Moorish science got your brothers' brains on drugs.
Alright? Because we're the descendants of our ancient Berber ancestors. We are the descendants of the Berbers. We're the Berbers, okay?
Wrong.
Breach of treaty, inducement to fraud. Because the United States is de facto. They've been de facto since 1871.
Excuse me, sir. No disrespect, but you think too highly of yourself. So you telling me this country broke a treaty because you, little old you, got a traffic ticket? Give me a frickin' break.
Alright, so, inducement to fraud, no contract. Do not consent, and the nail in the coffin, which solidifies, like, it's like putting, you know, it's like when you put someone in a coffin, you know what I'm saying? You put a body in a casket, you put the casket in the ground. This is the putting the dirt on top of that. This is the sealing. It's called the Clearfield Doctrine, which states that any entities attempting to request money in the form of Federal Reserve notes or fiat, okay, are not government. They descend to the level of a mere private citizen, and they can be sued vice versa. You understand? So right now, the state of Washington is impersonating government. So this is a suable ticket.
What?
The reason why it's considered fraud for Federal Reserve notes is because it's a violation of Article 1, Section 10 of the Constitution, which says that only gold and silver shall be payment or considered money in payment of debt. So you can't pay off a debt with debt. You can only pay off a debt with gold and silver, Article 1, Section 10. And I know we're in the state of Washington, but even if you look at the state of Washington, Article 1, Section 2 states that the United States Constitution, 1791, is the supreme law of the land. So the state of Washington Constitution derives their authority from United States Constitution, 1791, which derives their authority from treaties.
Wow. So this brother's getting this deep, all to try to sneak his way out of paying a traffic ticket. He's talking about the Constitution and 1791. Sir, cars were not invented in 1791. Now, for the viewers, you can see this is the type of nonsense that Moorish science has to offer. He's talking a bunch of nonsense, and he is going to have to pay his ticket. Bottom line.
All right, which is why the very first thing I put is breach of treaty, because I know who I am. But if you don't know who you are, you won't think to respond like this. You're just going to accept this and take a L for nothing.
Sir, in the long run, you are going to be the one that's taking the L, because when they get your traffic ticket, which you're riding in a 45-degree angle, they're going to laugh at you. And when you don't pay your ticket on time, they then tack on interest and other fees. So in the long run, you are going to be the one taking an L. The Constitution is not going to save you, buddy.
So within 72 days, throw this on there, make a copy, okay? Make a copy, and throw that joint in the mailbox, and send it back on its way, okay? That's so the U.S. can't make money off this. That's the first phase. Second phase, it's about time to start costing these dudes. So, and I can only speak for people who are living in Washington Territory or Washington Republic. First off, municipal courts. First off, anything other than the superior or superior court are considered inferior courts, all right, of limited jurisdiction. So no need to argue with them peoples. And listen, this message right now, yes, is for people who are constitutionally inclined. Europeans can only enforce constitutional rights, okay, if they're coming in propria persona. But people of melanated complexion, of olive complexion, we can only be a party to the Constitution by our treaty, which created their Constitution. So if we're not on our treaty, we can't even talk about the Constitution, because the very Constitution derives its power from their treaty.
Wrong.
You see what I'm saying? So if we're going to step up to the plate as the autochtons, all right, of Samal Maghriba Meksum, aka African Americans, Negro, blacks, and coloreds today, all right, then we're going to have to come with the right strategy. We're going to have to be on our treaty. We're going to have to be on our square. We're going to have to be in our right character. Let me ask you, what's my right character? What's my right character? Being your right character. Being your right character.
What in the doohickey are you talking about? Sir, so being in your right character is purchasing one of these off the internet for $50? This nationality card is not going to help you out of this parking ticket that you just got. So what in the doohickey are you talking about, sir?
Okay. So, next step, and I did some reading too on Washington Territory, you know what I'm saying, so I can get some understanding. So here we go. Small claims court. Small claims court is good for claims no larger than $5,000. So what am I going to do? I'm going to make a copy of that ticket or that bill of attainder before I send it out, And Washington State cannot draw up Bill of Attainders. I believe that's Article 1, Section 23, 22, somewhere around there. So I'm gonna write up an affidavit or a counterclaim or a suit for violations of treaty, violations of the state republic laws, and for impersonating government. And listen, don't sue corporations. I'm not going to say I'm suing the the city of Seattle. No, that's not how you do it. Okay, my suit is going to be written out. Okay, my suit is going to be written out to the policeman or the policy enforcer, wherever that badge name number is. I know it's here because I asked for his business card. He didn't give it to me. Right? Boom back. I don't want to put dudes' information out like that, but it don't matter because they don't give a fuck about people's laws until you start costing them. So I'm gonna have to start costing them. So, suit's going out to him. Badge number. Why? Because they need to have a surety bond to operate here. Surety bond is like the insurance policy, you know? So if normally when cops kill people and the family sues the cop, there's normally an insurance bond that goes along with that cop's badge number. In case shit happens, they have insurance to cover that. You know what I'm saying?
No, we don't know what you're saying. Only you know what you're saying. You're talking nonsense, sir.
So, I'm going after his bond, his insurance bond. District court. Small claims court, which is district court, which is in the county, correct? So I'm going to file my suit and I'm going to file it at the district court. And guess how much money it costs to file at the district court in Washington Territory anyway? $14 to $29. It's nothing. Nothing. And mind you, like I said, if you are not European, and you come in there trying to proceed pro se, God be with you.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
God be with you. Okay? If you are olive complexion, a taukton, okay, and you ain't coming in there on your square, impropria prosana, not pro se, impropria prosana. Your proper person with your proper credentials. And then we can start enforcing constitutional violations, treaty violations. And I read a lot, so all them joints is right in my head, so I could list every violation down the track. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to counter-sue with $5,000. And we're going to go from there. I'm going to go from there. Next phase. That's all I had to say today. Peace.
Throughout that whole soliloquy that he just dropped on us, do you want to know what I heard? This is what I heard.
Yes, ma'am. We were playing hangman.
Okay, so now let me just sum up what we just saw. So we got a Moorish sovereign who received some type of traffic ticket or parking ticket, and in order for him to try and get out of paying said ticket, he starts talking about the Constitution and breaches of treaties that he has nothing to do with. He also says to write on the back of the ticket in 45-degree angle, and that should kill the ticket. And then he also went as far as to saying he was going to sue the state of Washington. So this brother just went so deep down the rabbit hole, start talking Constitution, all just so he doesn't have to pay a parking ticket. Now you see, this is what Moorish science produces. It produces a bunch of nonsense. This dude just got deep, took us on a false history lesson, all because he received a ticket that he doesn't want to pay. Anyone that's looking to join this movement, you can use this video as a prime example of why you shouldn't join this movement. This guy just went into history and all type of other nonsense, all to try and avoid paying a ticket that he got, that he's gonna have to pay. So for future sovereigns watching this video, do not take this man's advice. This man's advice is going to cost you more money, because when you get a ticket from whatever city you're in, you're going to have to pay the ticket. There's no writing at a 45-degree angle. That's not going to help. That's not going to get the ticket thrown out. All they're going to do is laugh at you, and you're still going to have to pay the ticket. So moral of the story is, do not take this guy's advice. Moorish science has this brother's brain on drugs.